The year is 1991. Sonic the Hedgehog is a very fast boy, and a tadpole named Carl Wheezer was born.
Carl began his life as a tadpole, and as many tadpoles do, he grew into a wonderful frog.
That frog would one day kiss Judy Neutron and become a large, good boy. Because frog years are longer than human years, human Carl was too young as a romantic partner for Judy, and so instead befriended her son, Jimmy Neutron.
In early 2000, Retroville Elementary was having its annual career day, when veteran teacher Miss Fowl approached Carl and told him he was very special. Jimmy Neutron tried to draw attention to himself by showing off his big brain. Miss Fowl was not impressed.
Shut up, Jimbles!
Shut up, Jimbles!
Shut up, Jimbles!
Jimbles!
Very special. This, of course, led to the Gymning, and the Great Divergence. Out of one, many. The Gymning led to a shift in reality, permanently altering all possible timelines.
There are potentially millions of Carls throughout space and time. However, we managed to track down a few of the more notable ones.
First, of course, we have the Jimbles failure. Carl Brutonodon Iluski. Zimbabwe was eaten by aliens in this timeline. Carl grew old and bitter, living next to Jimbles' failed experiments. He had great contempt for the food experiments, wishing they had been eaten instead of Jimbles. Eventually, Carl became haunted by the ghost of Christmas past, and he sold his house to Sigurd Danzig. Using the money, he moved to London and is England's only llama rancher.
Next, we have the timeline of Jimbles' abandonment, the Wheezer timeline. In this world, Carl went on to follow his singing aspirations after his dear friend Zimbabwe left Retroville. He formed a small indie band called Wheezer, but not wanting people to be confused, changed his name to Rivers Kumo. After a number of successful albums, Rivers grew tired of the limelight. He intentionally released a series of mediocre albums and went on tour across England to promote them.
Carl is very special.
Carl is very special.
Following this, we reach the James Isaac Neutron Victory Royale. Many Carls branch from this timeline. With Jimbles' super science brain, he was able to give the very special Carl everything he deserved.
By harnessing llama radiation, Jim was able to turn Carl into a llama, fulfilling his llama dreams. As a llama, Carl faced no real-world consequences, and began killing humans in large quantities. Llama Carl's large-scale depopulation efforts eventually made their way to London.
Similarly, in a timeline like this, Jimmy and Carl went back in time, where Jimmy was immediately eaten by dinosaurs. Left alone, Carl had to develop deep and powerful ancient magics to survive. Surviving through the eons, Carl the Arsenal Magus became tenured at Oxford University for being super old.
Carl is also iCarly.
And Gibby.
Carl is very special.
Carl is very special.
In all of these timelines, Sheen manages to launch himself out of the fucking stratosphere and strand himself on a strange alien planet. Alone and scared, Sheen met up with a friendly space chimp, and while holding him at gunpoint, managed to convince the primate to wipe the memory of a nearby alien, destroying this alien's sense of identity and traumatizing his family while implanting in it the mind of his dear friend and special boy, Carl Wheezer. This weakened Carl, but was consequential to the future.
One may ask, why is it that Carl always ends up in England? The answer to this is simple. Alien Carl and Sheen eventually build a new ship in order to leave the foreign planet and travel back to Earth. During this flight, Sheen was accidentally shot in the face 7 times and released through the airlock. This happens in every timeline.
The alien ship crash-landed in England, causing a chain reaction throughout space-time that combined all present Carls into the Homo superior known as Karl Marx.
Since then, Karl Marx has been on a journey in order to become whole and unite as the union of Soviet Socialist Karls in order to achieve a level of Karlmunism the world has never seen before.
certain man in Russia long ago. He was big and strong, and his eyes a flaming glow. Those people looked at him with terror and with fear, but to Moscow chicks he was such a lovely dear. He could preach the Bible like a preacher, full of ecstasy and fire. But he was also the kind of teacher women would desire. Rah, rah, Rasputin, lover of the Russian queen. There was a cat that really was gone. Rah, rah, Rasputin, Russia's greatest love machine. It was a shame how he carried on. He ruled the Russian, never mind the Tsar, but the Kosaki danced really wunderbar. In all affairs of state, he was the man to please, but he was real great when he had a girl to squeeze. For the queen, he was no wheeler dealer, though she'd heard the things he'd done. She believed he was a holy healer who would heal her son. Rah, rah, Rasputin, lover of the Russian queen. There was a cat that really was gone. Rah, rah, Rasputin, Russia's greatest love machine. It was a shame how he carried on. Rah, rah, Rasputin, lover of the Russian queen. There was a cat that really was gone. Rah, rah, Rasputin, Russia's greatest love machine. It was a shame how he carried on. Oh, those Russians. Did I do it too early? Or?
No. I think that was probably perfect.
Alright.
I like